The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Bobby Manning here. Welcome to another Garden Report. Thanks for Lauren Williams stepping in. Josue Pavon's back for
job,
number
Lauren.
2.
Appreciate you.
And an interesting night. Starting lineups different for these teams tonight. Jalen Johnson out for the Hawks, so they had to figure some things out. But the Celtics missing Porzingis, missing Holiday. I didn't go with Hauser like you thought they would have, and Horford. They go with Dalano Banton for a spot start here, and an overall solid effort game from him. 8 points, 5 rebounds, a bunch of experimentation lineup-wise from Joe Mazzulla in this one, going with him to start, which he's been a big fan of him. He said he's wanting to get this guy opportunities, and he starts both halves with him. And then for second quarter, middle stretch of the second half, go with Neemias Queta for some real impactful minutes from him as well. I believe 6 points, 10 rebounds from him in just over 10 minutes of play here. So we've talked about the bench all year, those core guys, Hauser, Cornette, Pritchard, you know what you're going to get from them, but below them, you haven't seen much, and to get 2 solid efforts from 2 guys below that echelon there is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was great effort. You know, we saw Banton kind of get that first guy off the bench look out in Philly, which is a big spot, right, against the Philadelphia 76ers.
That was the night I thought he was going to start.
Yeah, that's right. We thought that we saw what we saw in the locker room, but that wasn't the case. It just meant that he was going to check into the game, and he was one of the first ones to check off the bench, and I think he's ready for those opportunities, you know.
How do you look to you?
I thought he looked good. You know, I think he looks comfortable out there, and if you're Joe Mazzulla in the Celtics, that's just, you can build off of that, right? And I think he's someone, because of his skill set, who can you know, give you a little bit of that playmaking, also rebounds, create second chance opportunity as well, and just someone to disrupt, you know, the opposing wing players. I think when you see Banton at his best, it's getting that type of production out of Queta that we saw tonight, it's huge. I mean, to grab those rebounds, create second chance opportunities, and then also bring that same energy in the second half is essentially why we didn't see a whole lot of Luke Cornette, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be the case moving forward. I mean, without Kristaps Porzingis, you're going to have to lean on guys like that, and I think they both give you two things that are different from one another, but still production. And that's exactly what you want to see from the second unit, and this is a really good game for them to build off of that.
FanDuel is the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
And that's big news today. Kristaps Porzingis is going to miss at least a week, so probably the Bulls game as well as the Sixers game Friday.
That's a big matchup.
He's been an important part of their offense, and the offense did get a little clunky in this one at times. They needed the offensive rebounding from Queta. And the second unit did a decent job moving the ball, but overall it was a lot of isolation, a lot of threes, missing threes, and turnovers undermining their effort in this one. It led to them blowing a big lead with the bench out there. So they were fortunate to have some of the putbacks and second chances that they did here, as the Hawks pretty much ripped off threes throughout the second half, as we said in the last video we did here. But they're going to miss Porzingis. It's been critical to their offense, attacking mismatches, reads for Brown and Tatum, and that calf can be tricky. They said at least a week here, so you're going to need more Queta, you're going to need more Cornette, and Joe expressed confidence in them with the lineups he put out there tonight, but also said, yeah, I'll give up a little bit of a run to see what we have in some other guys here. That's a big difference over what I did a year ago as a coach.
Yeah, and I get the feeling that it's probably going to be over a week, right? I mean, they're talking about he's going to be reevaluated a week in, so you wonder how long, you know, what the timetable is going to be, but my guess would be over a week, and the Celtics, they have to find a way to adjust, and I think this is that first step into, you know, doing that. You know, even though it is this early into the season, we all sort of had that idea that Porzingis, I mean, what was your prediction? I think it was like 60-plus games. I was wondering if he'll be somewhere between 55 and 60.
He held up for the first 20 or so here.
Right. And that doesn't mean that's going to be the case for the entire season, but this is why you have to have guys in line to you know, be confident to come in and give you production. So I think that's what's good from the news that we heard about Porzingis. Obviously, a win without him, I think, is big for this team, especially for their morale. But teams are going to adjust. You know, going into this one, I asked head coach Quinn Snyder, you know, what kind of adjustments he needs to make, and he said, look, I didn't make any adjustments because the news sort of came out and it was still kind of new, and that's something that he just doesn't do, you know, on the fly like that. But that's not going to be the case moving forward. I mean, the news is out. Teams are going to make adjustments, and I think it's going to be challenging for guys like Tatum and Brown, you know, in spurts to find their offense consistently. But then that's when the other guys come in. Humongous effort from Al Horford, 15 rebounds. You had Derek White filling up the stat sheet the way he typically does. I mean, those are the type of players,
so
when you have a deep starting five like this, you're able to still, keep yourself afloat. Obviously, without Porzingis short term, guys coming off the bench and filling in that role is huge. And I don't see the Celtics sort of I don't see that drop off happening anytime soon in terms of guys putting forth the effort, but it doesn't always translate into wins. So hopefully the Celtics can continue to stay on this track of improving that record, and the next play-in tournament game here at TD Garden, we wonder if they can keep it going.
Is Queta, Cornet, Horford enough now? I think the Celtics going to figure that out over the next week plus here. Tonight, a good start. Strong games from all three of those guys. The Celtics beat the Hawks here 113-103. Check out our recap with Lauren Williams here on Celtics All Access, and then all the post-game reaction on CLNS Media. And we'll be back here. The Celtics play on that court again.
That court that everybody loves. Look at it. Look at it. So beautiful. Look at it.
For the final time this year.
Celtics fans are growing to it.
Hopefully clinch that in-season tournament berth and get them up to Vegas.
It could be a long shot, Bobby, but I'm pulling for you.
Bobby Man is stealing
for us, I guess.
Josue, Pavon, CLNS Media. We'll talk to you back here on Tuesday for Celtics Bowl. See you then.
I've been looking for the best deal on Celtics tickets, and with over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events every single day on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports festivals, and more. You can use my code DREAMERSPRO for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code DREAMERSPRO. Make sure you check the link in the description to download the app.